new year. Brand new year. So, are we going to talk about resolutions? Has anyone got any for this year? I'm curious. Not everybody does it. I don't particularly tend to do it, I find I don't. I just kind of think, just try my best and be the best human I can each year and grow and be more awesome. That tends to be mine. None from me. I'm back. Hi, Sorta. How you doing? Happy New Year. How you doing? I hope you had a good night. We have a tradition to wish things for each other and said, oh, that's a good idea. I wonder what you would wish for me, Kunk. Curious now. Wonder what you'd all wish for me. I'm okay. Yourself? I'm okay considering. I did take a while to fall to sleep last night. I mean, I'm a night owl anyway, but it was a little bit later than usual. So I woke up feeling a little bit dozy, but I'm super excited to stream because what we've been doing the last couple of streams has been lots of fun. So I was like, yeah, let's carry on doing that today. I'm not gonna. There's no way I'm not gonna stream. You know what I'm like, guys. Bit obsessed. Like wishing good health, lots of laughter and keeping in good spirit. Yeah, that's what I wish for you. Oh, thank you, Kung. You are sweet. Same right back at you and chat. Let's hope it's a better year than the last one. So, goals for the year. I think it's before we jump into what we was doing last stream, just a quick little chat about what plans are for 2021. I don't get too rigid with dates. Because sometimes, you know, it's nice to take the pressure off yourself a bit, so I don't get too rigid about them. But at the same time, I like to do estimates. But if I don't meet them, I don't get super disappointed or anything. But I still like to sort of have an idea. But on our Trello page, we have an estimated release date section, and I've done it seasons. So the emoji stands for the season. I don't know why I've got a chicken and egg there. I think it's because I thought, oh, that's good for Easter. And I had it as that or something, because I thought, yeah, but I actually think I'll prefer having this. I think that signifies spring better. I swear I had that one originally at first. But yes. Hoping, in case anyone here didn't know or wasn't sure, when there will be something playable of Raindrop Chronicles, because we don't have anything yet. Even though we've been working on Raindrop Chronicles for over a year, there's no demo, no playable build, but there's one on the cards for early this year. I don't know about first quarter, it might be second quarter, but still the spring. Only because I'm moving house. Very likely moving house in first quarter of this year. Not sure of a date yet because we haven't been given one. But I'll be telling you as soon as I know, folks. I'll be informing you on when my house move date is. Probably have to have a few days off, of course, because of the move. Well, it depends. Moves can be very time consuming and very, messy. Chaotic, so who knows, but it's probably not going to be till late in the first quarter. I think it could even be the second quarter, but I don't know at this point. So because of that, it might interfere with the version 0.1, our very first playable build release, but I'd still like to meet a spring goal, so that's either March, April or May, right? Cool, exciting. And that will have main quest 1 and 2 in. It'll be pretty basic, no features, no side quests, probably not much life going on in Lakefall either in regards to NPCs or shops and all that. It's going to be your main quest, just the actual story part and the scenes and the battles that lead you to each little part of that main quest 1 and 2 story. And main quest 2 does end with a boss fight, so it's kind of a good way to end that very first demo build with the boss fight. I think it's a good point. So that's exciting. Good afternoon, hi Shazowski, how you doing? I hope I've not butchered your name again. How are you doing? Happy New Year to you. I hope you're having an awesome one and you're feeling good today, not too tired or anything like that. Hope you had a good night. And yeah, so, and then for the rest of the year, there are other playable builds I'm hoping to release. So it's not going to just be the spring one and that'll be that forever until the official release. I'd like to release consistent playable builds seasonally as an estimate. You know, might not be exact. The one that we've got as summer might end up moving to autumn if it needs to, but as a very rough guide. So I don't know quite yet who these builds are going to be available to, by the way, because obviously it's a good idea for me to have people that play this because testers and find all the bugs, make sure balancing's good, getting all that out for testing feedback. So haven't decided yet on the details whether it's going to be limited to a small group or whether it'll be available publicly to anybody that wants to play it. Haven't made my mind up quite yet. I want to make the right decision for the project, and I need to do a bit of research. And I haven't also decided if it's going to be free or available to people who are subs or anything like that either yet. There's a lot of missing gaps and decisions to make there, but as it comes close to the first release, I might start deciding what's best, and we'll see indeed. So looking here, we've got by the end of the year, judging by this estimate, which is rough. I don't want anyone shouting at me. I don't need the goal. No, I won't have that. Not like any of you guys would, because you're all the best. But yes. So we've got here the winter, end of the year, main quest 5 and 6. Judging by this, 2021 might be our year of getting all the main quests done for Roots and Rumours. That is kind of the goal. So first playable build in the spring, main quest 1 and 2, and summer 1, main quest 3, as well as the addition of the NPCs in Lakefall. The third playable build would be main quest 4 and the new cave area, which we haven't designed yet, but will be on the cards to be designed once we're working on version 0.3. And of course that will contain the NPCs that are living in the cave as well, the reptiles, so they'll be made at that point as well. But we'll probably have sort of planned their characters in like Google Docs and things like that well beforehand, before we actually implement them. And same goes for the NPCs of Lakefall. And then I've kind of said for the fourth playable build that'd be the fifth and sixth main quest, because 6 main quests is kind of the what we're aiming for here for episode 1. It's going to have 6 main quests, and because these 2 builds here are going to have a little bit more in them, like whole new areas and NPCs and stuff added, I've thought, yeah, just do 1 of the main quests for each of those. But these 2 can do 2 main quests in one build for them. But yeah, so but if by the end of this year we've got the main quests done and it's very smooth to play, and it's a brilliant story, an amazing story that we can all be proud of, if it's all concluded, then I'll be very happy if that happens. That'd be awesome. It would indeed. I think it's doable because I'm not putting too much on my shoulders, you see, folks. I've said no side quests, no features, none of that fancy stuff will be done. I'm not going to focus on any features until the main quest is done, because that's what we'll be working on here, which I've kind of got as the 2022's goal, at least the first half of 22 anyway, up until the summer. Will be the time I add the features and the side quests to kind of fill up the content, so there's just more value in the game rather than it just being a linear main quest with nothing else to do. This build will be when everything gets really filled out with, and by features I mean things like hunts, crafting, collectibles, all that side stuff that RPGs tend to have. But because I'm only a solo developer, I'm not going to be going crazy here. Don't expect MMO level of features. It'll probably be one of these things where I decide what's the most valuable features, and those will be the ones that get really implemented and worked on. Anything that's not really that necessary or just unnecessary fluff, I'll probably cut and think we could do without that feature. It's not exactly something that makes the game better, but anything that's really gonna suit it and make it awesome and fun, I'll be tempted to add at that point. And it won't be overwhelming either, because by that point all the main quest would have already been done and it would have all been tested. We'll know it's bug free and it runs smoothly because we'll have had 4 playable builds beforehand that would have been thoroughly tested by myself and anyone that played them. So, I'll be like, yeah, totally, it's all the building on top of what the base of and what we've already got at that point. So it would be overwhelming if I was working on bits of the main quest, bits of the features, bits of the side quest, and it would just be all messy and all over the place. So I like that I'm focusing on, one thing at a time here. Midsega, thank you so much for that. Oh my goodness, 8 months of subs. Thank you so much for the support, I appreciate it. I think we should have some sub New Year hype in chat. You are the first sub of 2021, Midsega. I hope you're very, very proud. That was super awesome. I appreciate you. And so does Mr. Bat. Benedict Cumberbatch is his name according to chat. It's a good pun. And I've had this bat for a year now. This is our bat mascot's first birthday, because he was a gift to me from Careless Rex last Christmas. And it's handmade, by the way. It's actually the only bat that looks like this in the whole world. Because it was a handmade mascot for me, because, well, look at the emojis and I'll stream the bats. So it's obviously the mascot for me. So yeah, we're celebrating this little guy's first birthday too. Yay! Thank you so much. I hope you had a good Happy New Year celebrations. How are you feeling today? I appreciate you all being here in the stream today, because I honestly, I was expecting, a little bit of a quieter one, I think, because everyone's lying in, having their lions and hungover, not at work. So I appreciate you hanging out with me today, chat. You're awesome. Reminds me of Fern Gully a little bit. Oh, awesome, yeah. I love his face. He's got the blank. It's like the blank, isn't it? And it inspired me to make that emoji because of it. But yeah, before we're jumping into the actual content today, chat. I thought I'd go through what the plans for 2021 are with Raindrop Chronicles, and that it's going to be our year of the main quest. That's kind of really what it is going to be. Features, side quests are going to be things we're going to work on for the first half of next year. And I think this is a really good plan. And it's not like we don't ever have to talk about this side of things, side quests or features. Like, if we ever want to have world building streams related to that kind of thing, we will be. Because one thing I want to have in 2021 is more world building streams where we sort of just make the world feel more alive and real and fill out cool, important events, culture, things, and all that kind of thing. Their ways of life and in the world of Raindrop Chronicles, and that's working on those, building those things on the side while we implement the main quest this year will also kind of help the main quest feel a bit more like a proper world that we're living in as well in the game, because we'll be sort of adding, not exposition, I don't like exposition, seen as a negative thing when there's too much world building details forced in dialogue, but we do it in a way where it's like it works and it's relevant and it's foreshadowing and it's got purpose. And even, you know, if any world building articles or things that we do decide and write together, even if it doesn't see the light of day in the game, in the first 6 main quests, it's still there. You know, it's very valuable for a writer to have, even if all of it isn't in the game at a certain point in time. I think they say writers, what they know, it only like 5% is ever actually said in the book of what they've actually built, the world building. So it's interesting, isn't it? And I think that's why I've had a lot of fun doing this mega list, folks, because I really love doing things like this. That's why it's super fun. So we're going to be carrying on with this today, and we actually might finish it today, maybe. We'll see. We'll see if we finish it. Who knows? Also, just as a heads up, the playable character submissions will be reopening again this month. We've got here at the moment submissions, guys. If you go on the main website, you'll see, folks. I'm going to change that exclamation project to exclamation mark game, I think, of it when I can. Pardon me. But it currently says submissions closed, but opening January 2021 with an increased raindrop requirement and limited yearly slots. So making an NPC is always available. So that's something that is still open right now, because NPCs are, you know, we can have many NPCs. Raindrop Chronicles over the course of the saga is probably going to have 100 plus NPCs in the game. You know, if we got to fill out a lot of cities. It's over time. I mean, episode 1 won't have as many NPCs, like Fall itself will probably have a dozen or so people living there. People in reptiles in the cave, probably another dozen. So that's around, 20, 30 NPCs in episode 1 that we'll know. But then we got episode 2 and 3 and onwards where we'll meet brand new NPCs that are living in the new areas that we visit. So just think about it like that over time. Tons of NPCs. So they're very, very... It's getting more NPCs is definitely what we want. So that'll always stay open. But because with the playable characters, they're harder to implement because skill trees, all the fighting, combat mechanics can be very time consuming for individual characters to decide. So for that reason, there has to be a cap with playable characters, and every single year of development, which is going to be a lot of years, of course, because it's a big, huge thing. But every single year of development, there will be limited slots available. And I'm not going to tell you what the number is right now. I will when it opens this month. But once those numbers are filled, it will close again for the rest of the year, and it'll open again in 2022. It's not going to be many. I'll tell you that it's not going to be a big number because we've already got 14 playable characters, so it's very, 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 very special at this point. And the increased raindrop requirement's going to be more than 1,000, considerably more. So if you are very keen on being a playable character and you potentially want to take one of these slots, one of the years of development, whether it's this year or next year or the year after, etc., etc., you'll have to be a pro lurker to probably stand a chance. But the NPCs right now will be staying at 1,000 raindrops, and at some point I am going to give these forms a tiny little overhaul, just a touch. There might be some more jobs that get added here, and there might be some more goals added here too that fit with what's on our mega list, our desires. That I wanted to let you know that, just because some people might have been curious about when it will be reopening, considering it does say January. And hey Draco, how you doing? Happy New Year. I hope you are good. You're doing well. But yes, all good. So this month we're focusing on getting the dialogue finished, which I think will probably be done quite early this month because we're very, very close to being happy with it. We gotta just finish the final scene of Main Quest 2. Look through all the other scenes, the other 9 scenes of the first 2 main quests, and make sure that we're happy and it's consistent with the characters, which is why we're doing this now. The beliefs, desires, fears, agendas thing for Fiona and Nigel, and some of the other characters that are already in the game, Violet, Carol, who else? The Fruits are another, so that we can make sure that what is here, their internal, the stuff going on in their own heads internally, matches with what's actually in the dialogue that we learn about them in the first main quest. And it's all as awesome as it can be for when first playable build is released. So I think that'll be something that we finish quite early this month, and then we're going to move straight on to doing the scene work after that, because once we're happy with the dialogue, it's just about implementing it in the RPG Maker engine and getting it brought to life, those dialogues. And a lot of those scenes, a few of them are already done. Really, because we've changed a lot of the scenes and we've expanded upon them greatly in the last month or so, they're going to need a rehaul. A few of these scenes are, but we're not starting from scratch, because a lot of those scenes were already built and they were used for Screenshot Saturday tweets. A lot of that was shown off on there, so we have done plenty of it. It'll just be adding the extra stuff, the expanded scenes, and making sure they play very smoothly when we do test plays. And once I'm happy with the scenes, there's 5 scenes in each main quest. Once I'm like, yeah, those are perfect, I love them, that'll be when I move on to the skill and battle stuff and enemy stuff. We haven't talked about that for months because we've been purely focusing on story and mapping and sprite content lately and getting those tidied up. But once the story stuff for main quest 1 and 2 is out of the way, which it will be once we've done the scenes, we can jump straight into the skill and battle side of things and just make sure that it's pretty good for the first playable build. It doesn't have to be marvelous or anything groundbreaking, for the first playable build, but as long as we've got something in, right, that's workable. There's a lot to discuss on that side of things, because there's a lot of things I've been thinking about, especially since we've switched from the default small sprites to tall sprites in November. Since we did that, it also means that the battle system will need to change to save time and assets, because I don't want to have to redo all those battle assets. So I've got an idea that I think is going to work. I've been doing a bit of research, but I'm not going to talk about it yet, because we're a little bit, it's a little bit still something for later once we've done the scenes, so I don't want to get too caught up in that just yet. But I will be focusing on that 100% once the scenes are done, and that will probably be maybe at the start of Feb. Depends how quickly we can implement the scene work, because I think we can get the dialogue done early this month, and I think chance we could get the scenes done by the end of Jan, early Feb as well. So probably February might start that. And I have no idea how long it will take us to implement that, but I can, as long as the moving house thing isn't gonna take months out of my life, I can see a spring release for the playable build still, so we'll see. There's still a few little extra stuff to do there, like the quest icons and that, but that kind of thing could be done in a week, I feel, getting the quest markers in. So exciting times. Hi Binary, how you doing? Happy New Year. I've been rambling again and I'm not saying hi to chat. How you doing, Binary? Did you have a good night last night? Thanks for stopping by and saying hello on our first stream of the new year. Very exciting indeed. Hope you're all having a nice relaxing chill one today, chat. Hope you are. Alright, so that's it. I think we talked enough about the goals for 2021 and what's ahead in regards to the project and our calendar and all the fun stuff that's ahead for us. 2021 is the year with the main quest. Might have 4 playable builds out by December, judging by this. We'll see, won't we? We'll see what hurdles and obstacles and challenges we come across, because I'm not expecting it to go smoothly. You never know with world of game development. Something could there could be a bump in the road, but it's always fun to see how we can overcome that challenge. But it's like, if there's no mistakes, all going smoothly, then by the winter of 2021 we'll have the main quest finalised, and main quest 6 will be done. We'll all know how it ends. We'll all know how episode 1 ends, maybe, because some things I might be keeping under wraps. I have said briefly from time to time that certain elements of the story will be not revealed to you all. I mean, because this is a community project that we write together, that'll be a bit of a challenge, but I do want to kind of have something as a cliffhanger. But anyone that tests the game anyway will know what those secrets are, I suppose. But we'll see, because I haven't really decided completely what's going to happen in that department. But as we do it, we'll see what works best. But yes, we will be starting to. It'll be really exciting to see how main quest 3, 4, 5 and 6, what happens and what other new characters we're going to create and what other story things are going to happen, because that'll be things that we start doing, even if it's just a very brief outline in the first few months of the year. Doing good, thanks, Happy New Year and all that. Yeah, no, it was good, just chilled with wife, nothing major. Yeah, a low-key one, a bit similar to me then. That was what mine was as well. Relaxing one. Alright, so I'm going to cross our Trello page off for now, because I've talked enough about that. There we go. Yay, fun stuff, fun times everybody. So I said at the end of last stream that I was going to add all the ones that you guys suggested to me, because I couldn't get them all in time, because you were all being so creative and listing so many awesome ones that I couldn't write quick enough. It was amazing, and in the end I had to say, I'm going to have to add the rest off stream, look through the VOD and add them later, because there was so many. So I did. I looked through my VOD yesterday morning, or yesterday afternoon should I say. I'm not a morning person, so it definitely wasn't the morning. And there was a few really good ones. Let's have a look through. I don't even like pink. I think that was Kung's. I've added it there. This is reasons that the NPCs are dissatisfied with their life. What other ones stuck out to me? Let's see. They were all really good. I liked that one as well. The someone stole Oliver's cookies. So I'll put that there in brackets. And there's some agendas that you've suggested as well. So as you can see, we've started to fill up the fears now. And with a few agendas and dissatisfactions as well. I'd say the beliefs and desires are very, very full, to be honest. I mean, I won't refuse adding more. If some come into your heads, folks, feel free to still suggest beliefs and desires. We've got 300, we got 329 on that list, it says, but yeah, it'd be 327 really. And yeah, we got about 300 on this one as well. So we've done super well coming up with that many, I have to say. So what I want to do today is fill out the fears, more fears and agendas and reasons to be dissatisfied with your life. We're going to fill those in today, and I think that will put this stream as the last stream of working on this spreadsheet mega list actively. I mean, we'll still consistently add more forever, indefinitely, that we'll always be adding to this, but we won't be doing it like on stream, like focusing on it, if you get what I mean. This will probably be the last stream where we like completely focus on it, so it'll be the chance to get them in if you've got any ideas, everybody. So we've also I've got Carol here and Fiona and Nigel. I also want to add Violet and any other characters that we have met so far and know. And I want to make sure that we filled out appropriate ones for those characters. They all like connect one after another. That's how it should work, how I want it to work anyway. So we might want to have a list of a few things for some characters, because I know with Fiona there was a few ideas with what her fears and etc. are. And I'm going to put a question mark for that one because it's a good one, but I want to see if we can get one that really, really connects with all these four as well. So we'll focus on giving good ones to characters a little bit later. For now, we'll just continue filling this out with some really interesting ideas. Okay, so I've got a few ideas myself that I'm going to get in. So let's get it super full. Okay, so we'll start with the fears. And we've got self, others and society and life here. So anything that starts with I goes under here. So we can either start with I fear I something, or I fear people something, or I fear somewhat related to society, something. The things that don't fit into these categories tend to go here. Okay, so it's going to be a keyboard ASMR stream once again. I will lose my livelihood, that's one. I don't think we've got, I mean, we might end up with a few repeated ones. I kind of want to put all the lose ones together, actually. So I'll actually move that down. So we got, I will lose my livelihood, I will lose my doll/toy. That's a cute one for a kid. Another one that people could be scared of. I will lose my family and friends. So this is fears. Anything that makes you shudder. Anything that sends shivers up your spine, that would be your worst nightmare to happen. Or an NPC's. Okay. So I'm going to just be filling this out for a bit, folks. And if you want to join in, feel free to. The last couple of streams this week, Mondays and when I stream, we had like so many coming up that I didn't even get a chance to list any myself. It was insane. So hopefully this is the time I do get to finally add my ideas, but I'd love to see all those chats, so feel free to pop some in if you think of any. I will look back. This is a good one. I regret having done something because I'm afraid. Don't think we've got any that's kind of like that. It's a bit similar to that one. Kind of like to, if I can, I do like to put the similar themed ones together, but sometimes it's impossible to do that. Be here till 2022. I will be negatively scrutinized by others. Oh no, because that's a people one. That should go here. People will negatively scrutinise me, if that makes sense. I mean, it's similar themes. People will spread rumours about me, people negatively scrutinise me, so they can get together. But if it involves like another person or other people, I tend to like to put it in this and restructure a sentence so it starts with people, just so it's easier to look at. And anything that's like purely themselves will go here. Thank you, Phoenix, for that follow. I appreciate it. Welcome. Happy New Year to you as well. There's a good one that could go here. I will not be successful financially. Can't spell. I mean, you could not be successful in a lot of ways. I would not be successful in love. That could be another one. I will add that one too. There might be others too. I mean, some of them definitely are very similar to the beliefs and are just a rewording of some beliefs. For example, the one, I will not be successful in love, is kind of similar to the one that we gave Woody, I will never find love. The difference is, though, they're not the same, because someone who fears that has, like, you know, a fear of it, but so, you know, beliefs and fears are different. They don't necessarily have to have the same one, and I want to avoid giving them the same ones if I can, because I want to make the character more complicated and layered than it just be about never finding love or never being successful in love. It'd be good to, like, go dig a little bit deeper and find other ones that link and connect but are different as well, which we'll do in a bit, of course. Like we started something like that with Nigel, because he is one that very much doesn't think he can find love. We've figured out he'd be that sort of character, and we had that as his fear. I will never find someone I can truly connect with. But his belief isn't I will never find. His fear isn't the same as his belief. It's not the same thing. It's actually something different. It's I'm only capable of one night stands. So it just adds another layer to that character, because it still links with the whole love theme, but it's not like just repeating the same thing, right? And really the belief has to, I mean, the moral of Nigel's story with the beliefs, I always like turning them on around so it's the opposite, so that they potentially their character arc, if that character actually completes their character arc successfully. Not every character necessarily will. Some might die tragically before they can complete the character arc, but for any that do, Nigel's, for example, could be I believe I can find a committed relationship, or, you know, the opposite of that. He will learn that he can have more. He'll find that. Okay, so there's still definitely more things to fill in with him now, and who knows, there could be mini beliefs and others fears as well that we could fill in for him too. So let's fill in more. We could put this one I'm thinking of here. People will ignore me. People will abandon me. And people is very, you know, it's very not specific. It's very, could be either be their family, it could be their work colleagues, it could be their loved one, it could be anybody the person could. But that's depends on who the character is, and we can reword it and shape it with the character that we assign it to. But it's good to keep these quite generic and not specific, because then they can be more easily moldable. with characters. So I don't want to like put a family will abandon me, because that might not necessarily suit every character that fears being abandoned. Okay. More. We'll do a different version of this one. I will lose. I will watch the one I love die. I've completely butchered that sentence. There we go. I will watch the one I love die. I will always be a laughing stock. That would be good for Woody. Woody kind of secretly doesn't like that he's not taken seriously. How many have we got? We've got 60. Yeah, about 60. So we'll see what if we start with 60. I wonder how many we'll have had by the end of this. We'll see, won't we? Okay, this one I will never contribute anything to society. This one, that's a very typical one. That's why I put it first, because it's the obvious one. I will not be able to have children. That's one. I will live my life not doing what makes me happy. Cool. Oh, and by the way, chat, anyone hanging out, if you didn't know, this spreadsheet, this mega list, is in the idea discussion channel in the Discord. If anyone wants to have a peek, you are more than welcome to it if you're in our Discord. Okay, I've got another one. Might fit being here. Yeah, I'm trying to keep all the similar themed ones together if I can. Hi Dark Stained Angel, Happy New Year to you too. Hope you have had a good start to New Year and you had a good last day, 2020. Welcome to our first stream of 2021. Okay, so I will. This might be better with I am. None of them begin with I am, actually. Maybe we should say I. I suppose it does make more sense to have I fear I will rather than I fear I am. It's not like it doesn't go, it could. It kind of makes more sense. Okay. I will make a mistake and look stupid. Similar to that one, a little bit different. Oh, I've got another one we can add to that actually. People will reject me. You know, it's kind of similar, you know, the wording of this to... Let's zoom in on this a bit so you can see a bit better, chat. I feel like it was a bit zoomed out. The word is very similar, but I do anyway. Be found out, and that's very, like, you know, vague, mysterious, which is good because it's adaptable and flexible with what that could be with different characters. Do a vague version of this one. I will watch something bad happen. I'll see something bad happen. In fact, I prefer the word see to watch. Yeah, we'll do a bit of a less specific one of these as well. I will miss out. So we've got the I will miss out. I will waste my life and miss out here on experiences, but we can just have a generic I will miss out as well. So it can be more adaptable. But I do like having some more specific ones thrown in as well, because they can be really interesting and creative and give ideas. I'm like, hi Rex, how you doing? Did you have a good sleep? I'm expecting everyone to be sleeping in today. I'd be shocked if everyone was here today. I'd be like, it's New Year's Day. Like, everyone's in bed, right? I'm only streaming because I'm like really keen to get this spreadsheet done so that we can start with the juicy stuff next week and get on with the actual story and finalise that dialogue. Because I'm keen to move on from this spreadsheet. I don't want to still be doing it on Monday. I mean, I'm not going to stop anyone still suggesting ideas though. Someone in stream is like, oh, I have a really good belief, or I've got a really good desire. I can add it forever. Even if it's someone has a good belief in like 6 months from now, I'll still add it because this is something we're going to keep forever. But this will be the last stream that we're actively doing it, if you know what I mean, where it's the focus of the stream. So now is your last chance, chat, to be giving the cool ideas. But we're on to the fears now, just so you know, Rex and anyone else popping in. We got so many beliefs and desires. We've got 300. Yeah, we've got over 300 beliefs and desires. And we're on to the fears. We've got, how many of these have we got? We've got 70 odd. So we need way more. So that's what we're doing today. We're filling in the fears and the agendas and the reasons you're dissatisfied with your life. And then once we've done them all, we'll start doing this sort of little thing where we fill it in for each character and pick an appropriate one that fits with what we know about them so far. It'll just kind of help us have something to go on off with those characters. And we're not like, they're not super surface level and with cardboard cutouts. This will help us get really in deep with them and form their own backstories and make them feel like real people that have stuff happening in their own lives, and they're not just a random nobody just standing there in the village. That sounds fun, yay. Yeah, I slept in. Yeah, I hope you had a good night though. I hope what you did was super fun, because I know I fell to sleep before it was New Year for you. So I hope it was good. Okay, so the next one, I'm trying to think of some fears myself. I mean, it's nice to have the opportunity to add my own, because the last 2 streams that we've had this week, people in chat were giving so many ideas, which was amazing. But there were so many ideas that I didn't even get an opportunity to add my own. So that's kind of what I'm doing today. No. Pop this one here. I will lose control. Oh, okay, there's another people will one. People will judge me. That's an important one to have. So I've got people judge me, people will ignore me, people reject me, people will abandon me. I'm sure we could like potentially list like a dozen of these. But these, whenever something pops into my mind, I just pop it there. Oh, I've got another one. People will hurt me. And I know they're kind of similar, but they're different in a way. So, these are fears, they are. So basically, it has to start with I fear, and the prompt gets filled in with I will, or people, if it's other people motivated fears, or anything that's society about something else, like religion or war or the world or anything that doesn't fit into a specific category, then that'll go there. Although I'm tempted to delete the spiderwebs one. I mean, it was funny. But I'm thinking that every figure that we should have should be something that goes beyond just being an object or a thing. It should be something within us that really does internally affect us, you know. I mean, it's very, very common to have phobias of objects as well, but this is not so much phobias as it is about what generally you would hate happening in your life more than anything, and what would destroy you as a person if it happened. So it's that kind of fear, like really internal stuff. But everything else we've got is awesome. I mean, that's a very fun one, you know, to a certain degree, but it's cute and it's still should be there. I like the cookie ones. Okay, where did we? Yeah, people will hurt me. I will, yeah. I will get ill. That's one that people get fear. It's a very common one. Or I will make it sound a bit better than I will get ill. It's a little bit weird. I will suffer from illness. That sounds a bit better. Or I will suffer in pain from injury. I don't know about the wording. We could just say I will suffer from injury. I mean, it'd be in pain if it's an illness as well. Hi, Fiend. How are you doing, Fiend? I'll call you Fiend. Haven't read the list though. Hate, loathe, bored, deceive, use, abuse, misunderstand, avoid, dislike. Awesome. Those, I take it, are words that you feel could go for the people. Judging by what you've said, I think they'd be the perfect fit for this, actually. So let's get a few of them in. Haven't read the list though. Yeah, I mean, if you want to, if you're very curious about our list, I have the link open, a read-only link, over in our Discord channel, folks. So anyone who's lurking here that's got really into this list and wants to have a closer look, that's the place to be. And feel free to have a read through, get inspired for your own stories or characters, you know. There could be something that could give you your own ideas for the things. So let's get a few of them in. So people will hate, that's a good one. Someone that's a people pleaser wouldn't like that. People will loathe is kind of similar, so we won't put that there. People will get bored of me, that's one. Yeah, people will deceive me. That's a really cool one. Abuse me. We could like really create so many of these, but because oh gosh, what have I done? Because this section here is all about people and how fears of how people would act or be towards you. You know, it's the perfect place to just list a ton of different ways that people can negatively affect others. Because some characters will deeply care about what others think of them, you know. Others won't so much. Others are more about themselves. And others care more about society. So I guess it'll all depend on the character. Yeah, the avoid thing, I mean, that could be similar to ignore, but I feel like there's a slight difference between the two, so it's worth adding. There we go. I think we've got most of those in, haven't we? Thank you. I was going to add not find love, but we've already got, I think we've got that so many times somewhere here, so we won't have that again. We've got lose a loved one or lose family and friends, haven't we? Oh, we haven't got lose a loved one, so we'll add that there. There's a loved one. Well, I will lose the one I love. That's better. That falls into a separate category to family and friends. In fact, I'm tempted to put family and friends in separate ones as well. So we'll have family for that. So we got lots of losses here. I think we could fill the losses up way more. In fact, let's put that one there because it's... So I will lose my family, friends, livelihood, doll, toy. That's a very specific one, but I think it's because there's a particular character, an NPC, that we're hoping to make that's a child that could fit with having that one. So I think that's why we added that. What else can you lose? Well, possessions in general. I will lose my possessions. That's a very specific possession, but that's a general one. For I will lose my riches. That's another one. I will lose my beauty. Good looks. Sounds good, Gutty. You're welcome. Feel free, if you think of any, feel free to pop them in as long as you don't mind. Of course, we having this your awesome ideas for our NPCs. I thought of one then, but it's disappeared from my head. I don't think we've added one like this yet, so I will have my reputation ruined. Council culture. That one is. Okay. Okay, so I think like we could do with filling this out more. I mean, we've got less than 100, so I'm sure there's going to be some websites or lists elsewhere on the internet. I can seek some more of these fears for sure, but I've got some ideas for dissatisfactions and agendas, so I'll get those ones in now, and we'll go back to the fears after and add more, because I definitely want to have some more. Okay, so we'll do these ones now. So really the difference with this one and fears is this is really reasons you're just really down in the dumps and like depressed and like sort of thing about your life, you know. So it's a bit different to the fear one, because the fear is something that really would just destroy you. Like you know, it chills you to the bone. The fear does. It's like your worst scenario for yourself in your life. But this is more like just the like my life sucks kind of thing. And I think it's a good one, because not everything has to be extreme. Like fears are very extreme, aren't they? It's like, yeah, so someone will die or but this one's like, it could be very just simple, mundane, simple life stuff and reasons. It could be as simple as I'm dissatisfied because the toilet's blocked. Like, if we want to just add something like that, we could for this one. I mean, someone suggested, that's what made me think, that someone put, I am leaking and nobody's fixing it. We do have object characters in our game, so that actually could work for somebody. But an actual character could be annoyed that something is leaking as well. Phobias, those will help, like drowning, guys, vertigo, yeah. But I think so, yeah. I kind of was avoiding putting phobias on the list because I wanted to get more internal with the fears rather than objects that you're afraid of or something like that. I wanted to go a bit deeper with what fears people have within them internally. But it is still a good, so you know, never know, some ideas could be thought of from looking at phobias as well. I am dissatisfied because I never get enough sleep. That's a really good one. I never get enough sleep. Let's get that in. I mean, with these, you might have noticed we got some really random ones on the list, like I don't like pink. Just honestly, even if there's something silly or really random, you can drop it in, because you never know, like it could end up having an amusing part in a scene, you know, and it could actually work. So yeah, if there's a fit for it, you never know. And random stuff, the wackiness is always a good thing to have in a game. Raindrop Chronicles definitely has its wacky parts. There we go. That one applies to me as well. Being home with mental problems, mine has gone from 24 hours to 30 to 36 hours. Oh no. Yeah, make sure you're getting the sleep, guys. I'm honestly very honoured that you folks are in the stream and not sleeping right now on New Year's Day. Very honoured indeed. Okay, so that's a great one. Compare myself to others is a good one too. Okay. I've gone a long one that could go here actually. So let's fill that in. I don't find joy in my life. Well, in the life I'm living right now. I'll only be happy when my dreams come true. We don't have any like that about someone who's not finding success and they're dissatisfied for that reason. I mean, to a certain degree, we've got that as a fear. Someone who's saying, I will be a failure. I will not be successful. And and things like that. You know, there's definitely a link there. But I feel like the wording, the sentence structure's different, and stuff as well. So, okay. Because I can't juggle. Okay, let's get that in. In fact, I want to put the silly ones at the bottom. So, because this is a more serious one, I'll put it there. I mean, that would work. Like, who juggles? A clown juggles, right? So if there was a clown character in the game and they couldn't juggle, that would be really sad, wouldn't it? So you can create potential interesting NPCs from the really random ones, I think. I'm dissatisfied because I'm not good at telling jokes. That's good as well. Because I don't find time for the right things. You know, that could be a blank. I hang out with people, so we could do that, a thing where we fill in different types of people here. I mean, same thing, greedy, you unhappy, and toxic. It depends, like, we could just expand with different types of people there, but we'll leave that there. Oh, another one. I worry too much. This is a silly one, so I'm going to actually move this one here. I think, yeah, we'll keep the generic ones that are less specific higher up, and then the ones that are really specific or random or silly or can go here below. I'm dissatisfied because I hate my hair. Cool, so that can go here too. Because there's a charm about the random ones, the ones that are very specific and cute, like these ones here, because they're just endearing, aren't they? Like, and so random, and it's true that people are like that, so I do like those ones. I encourage you to think of the most random and cute and adorable things, chat. No, I don't want my dreams to come true. I've been repeating dreams about not being on time, people talking behind my back, parents that misunderstand me, and slowly because waking up sweating and tired but not sleepy anymore. Oh, is that actually what's happening to you, Fian? Because some of those could work. So ones we could put on our list if that was not what you were intending. Okay, another one. I haven't found my purpose. I'm just existing. Yeah, that's kind of sucky as well, that one would be. really, we know we got a good one to be dissatisfied by if we can look at it and think, yeah, that sucks. If we can read that and think, yeah, that kind of sucks, then we know that it's a good one to have on the list. I mean, you don't necessarily have to say, oh, that sucks, but it's still funny. Use it if you want, but yeah, that's real, sadly enough. Oh no. Well, new year, new start, right? But I don't even like that saying. I don't particularly. I mean, I'm not anti New Year resolution, but sometimes I think, you know, a made up calendar that we've created doesn't necessarily mean that we have to do something new or different. Then we can do it whenever we want. I dropped my sandwich in dirt and ants stole it. Hi Nungi, how you doing? Hope you had Happy New Year to you. I hope you're having a good one so far and had a good night. A good last day of 2020. Drop my sandwich. Yeah, let's get that one in as well. That's funny. I love the random one simply because it's hard to think of loads, isn't it? You know, it's easy, I think, to think of the very generic ones, but it's hard to think of random ones. So I think they're good. I appreciate it. I was going to add the people talk behind my back one theme, but I think we've already got that one under the fears, actually, as people gossiping. Yeah, people will spread rumours about me. Or, yeah, we'll add it here, because it's a little bit different. People will talk behind my back. Oh yeah, because you're like the Australia way, aren't you, Nungi? So you're in the future. How awesome. It's good to have little humorous ones that come up now and then. I agree, because I just think with those ones, it makes the people just more likeable and it's funny and it makes it feel more like a real world where people have their own like weird quirks and weird goings on, you know. I'm all for the wacky humour as well. I like to have that thrown in the game. Trying to shake my brain to see if I can think of any more. I'm stuck in the past. That's one. That's a good reason to be dissatisfied, because it's just, yeah. But things like this, like, I think every human ever has something that they're dissatisfied about, don't they? And giving an NPC something they're dissatisfied about, their own problems going on in their life, just will make the world feel a little bit more believable and lived and real. Because if they're just there with nothing going on except for just life just revolving around the hero, they just seem a bit flat. So I think this is a really cool technique to make them less flat, hopefully. We'll soon find out when we do this, because we've kind of started it and we've started to fill it in for some characters, so we might do that a bit later too. I am trying to be someone I'm not. And another one that's the opposite of this is I think too much about the future. And can't enjoy the present. Do you have people will think I talk too much? That would be a good fear, yeah. Let's have a look. We've got a section of people here. So we've got people will avoid me, people would do. We've kind of been making a big list of things like that. So we can, I think there's definitely a place for that one, Nungi. People will think I talk too much. So this, honestly, I'm convinced we could make a mega long list of just people will think I, or people will something. People will blank me. Like something to go in the gap, bit like we've been doing here, because there's just so many different behaviours and attitudes and ways people treat others. People will bully me, that's another one. And we can some of these are very, very general, but we could potentially get super specific about some as well and say something really silly, which would be funny if we could think of something. I've spelt two wrong, like a silly Billy. It's 4 a.m. I don't want to be awake, stupid brain. I know, right? Well, I'm very honoured that you're here. That you're here when you should be sleeping, my goodness. Everybody's here hanging out when they should be in bed. What are you like, chat? I'm not going to complain now because you're giving me company when you're coming up with cool ideas for me too. Okay, so continuing with dissatisfactions. I hold grudges. Things like this I'm not sure about though, because I think it's a good one, but at the same time a lot of people that do hold grudges aren't really even aware that they hold grudges. They wouldn't even admit it. But some people might be. I guess it depends on the person. People, I've got one. People don't listen to me. That will put that in a separate one. People don't respect. Now, again, this people don't is very similar to the people will one. There's just a slight difference because this is a bit more internal. This is like negative thoughts, isn't it? Like, oh no, what if they do this? What if people do this? And it's sometimes what these ones are things that stop us taking action and following our desires and goals because our negative thoughts are an obstacle to it. But with the dissatisfactions, I guess the difference is that this is something a little bit more external that they're dissatisfied about, not something that's something that they're very much aware of. Sometimes the fears are things that people don't even realise themselves. It's very like in the subconscious. But I think with this one, this is something that the NPC could straight out say to a person or the hero. Like they'd be like, people don't respect my property, like they're very like aware that it's happening, right? But someone, that same person might not say, I'm scared people are going to avoid me. They wouldn't probably admit that because it's in the subconscious a bit more. I'm afraid I will poot myself when I poot out. Okay, let's get that one in. It's a silly one, but okay. Poot is my word for far, that's why I said it, that's why. But if I put that in, everyone will be like, what's that? That is a fear we will all experience at least once in our life. You never know. It's very silly. Very, very silly indeed, but you never know. There might be a place for it, who knows? If there's a relevance, or if there's a fit. Okay, next one. Yeah, that's what I said. I'd say the dissatisfaction is like a very surface level thing that you're not happy about, that you admit to other people in when you talk to them in conversation, to vent, etc. But the fear is something really deep rooted. So, like for Carol, for example, what did we have for her? I've got a question mark for that because I wasn't sure. I do think it's very true, but I don't know if it's going to be her official thing. Yeah. So that, for example, with Fiona, she'd probably like admit in conversation to you, it bugs me that I'm short and that people are always looking down at me. That's annoying. And she could totally say that in conversation, but she'd never admit that. She'd never say, I'm scared that if I falter I'll be underestimated. That's not going to happen. People don't admit their fears to anyone. It's something that's very personal to them. If you have any characters that like to eat curries or something, that'd be a great line for them. Oh, funnily enough, there's actually a relevance to that. We've got a belief here. Where is it? I have to use the search tool. We've got a belief right here. People become when they eat spicy foods. So there you go. Whoever eats the spicy foods will be the one that that feels that dissatisfaction. Lol. So that's good. It's fun when you can make connections like that. That'd be amusing though, a scene like that. And especially after Taco Bell, I know, right? Interesting. What is this? Hiya, Doshi, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Oh, it's an RPG. Yes, I am developing a RPG, and it's very community driven with my Twitch community. Regularly stream it and we ramble on about it together and where to take it and what we're doing, world building, character ideas and all that fun stuff. And we have a website as well, so if anyone wants to have a peek, welcome and Happy New Year as well to you. Anyone lurking as well? Happy New Year. A pet's in the list, like a desire to have one or losing. Oh, we do have that. Let me look. We've got over 300 desires on our list, and we've got to adopt a pet and to take care of my pet as a desire. Gotta have that. But yeah, feel free to say anything that pops into your mind, even if it's a desire, a fear, a belief. Beliefs are usually fake, by the way, as in they're flawed beliefs. They're not usually beliefs that are right. And anything like that, feel free to say, even if I don't get it in the list for this stream. I'll be looking through the VOD off stream and getting them all in. Because last stream we had loads. Chat were going wild suggesting ideas, and I couldn't catch up, so I had to add them all to the list off stream at the end. But yes, some of them you might find are already there, because we've got like quite a chunky list now of over 300 on the desires section as well, and the belief section's pretty full as well with ideas. So you might find a lot of them are done, but you never know, there could be something we've completely missed, and if not, then it'll get added. It's easy enough to search what's there and what isn't, because we can just use the word, search for a word to see if something's been taken or cool. Yeah, and hi Tox, how you doing? Garden thieves. Right, where are we? Yeah, that would be another section. So I don't even know what BB gun means. What does it mean? I'll be googling it, Tox. See, I'm silly. I don't even know what that means. I'm adding it in. So. I might reword it though to something that's more relevant in a bit once I've googled the definition of that word. Happy New Year and stuff. Yeah, you too. And got to have a website indeed. Got to have a website. Okay, so the next one. Oh, I've just got a good one. We're working on dissatisfactions at the moment, guys. So with being dissatisfied, it's simply like, nothing that you're like deeply afraid of or anything like that. It's not as extreme or, as fears. But it's reasons your life sucks. Reasons why you're like, ugh, my life sucks. Those kind of things. So that's what we're working in now. So I've got one. I am in debt. I neglect my personal relationships. I mean, there could be many reasons why someone neglects the personal relationship. Maybe they work too much, maybe they are an asshole. Many reasons. Oh, shooting the rodents, eating the veggies. Oh my goodness. I will cry if any animals die in this game, and I have to make them scenes where they die. But how silly is it that I say that when and every RPG has battles where you kill animals? We can't avoid it. Okay. Got another one that's kind of similar to this one, but a bit different. They hurt. Little pellets can be shot through the air or spring action. I'm sure we can create a Raindrop Chronicles version of that in our world. We can create our own invention of that. We'll have world building streams where we do stuff like that sometimes. Little pellets can be shot through the air of spring action. They let people take advantage of them. Okay. Yeah, I'm not very knowledgeable about guns, I have to admit. I'm just thinking of super specific ones now. But I do admit I'm very fond of the specific ones sometimes. How could we not put that one down? I hate my job. That's an obvious one. Neglect sleep. Oh yeah, I never get enough sleep, so we got something like that there. I don't. I am always dehydrated. Is that the best way of wording that? What do you reckon, chat? We could say I don't drink enough water. We could say or yeah, whatever. Could go anywhere. Let people take advantage of them. That's a good one as well. Oh my god, Tox. Accidentally find Grandpa's dirty magazines. That's which one would that fit in? Let's think. So, well, it could fit under dissatisfaction. I was thinking, could it fit under one of these for better? But I could word it in a way that it fits here. I found my grandpa's and I can't get it out of my head. That would definitely get to you and be a bit like it would make your life suck a bit, wouldn't it, if you couldn't stop thinking about that. Okay, there we go. Eating too much or too little, yeah, cool, those are good ones. So I'll add those there. In fact, that one should probably move above because it's more related to neglecting your body. So I eat too much, eat too little. And you know that the eating thing's interesting because there's a ton of desires and beliefs that are very food related that we thought of the last couple of streams. So could make some connections there. Alright, let's look through chat and dispose of it. But Carol is curious. Yeah, that could be interesting. So I definitely think there'd be a grandpa living in Lakefall because it's a very old, humble little village. So I could definitely imagine something like that happening. In active lifestyle. I have an inactive lifestyle. Imagine if Carol looked at the magazine, what she'd think, because Carol's very naive about how humans work in regards to things like that as a barrel. I can imagine her having a lot of questions. I'm afraid I will melt or wash away when the rain hits me. Alright, so that's an interesting one. Like people who have like weird beliefs as well. I mean, that could definitely these could fall under fears, but they could, if I feel like they're better in a different category, then I'll always move them. But it's an interesting but like to think of characters or factions or groups of people that might have like weird fears and beliefs potentially, and you're like, no, it's fine, you won't melt away, you're okay. And I am worried I am becoming nocturnal, yes. Now I think being nocturnal is awesome, but I can get why it could be a problem for some, especially if I have to be up early. Did we put the inactively? Yeah, we did. Why are they naked and hugging? Yeah, she'd be confused, because those of you that are new here today, if you don't know already, we have a lot of sentient objects in Raindrop Chronicles, sentient barrels, and you know there's a lot that they have to learn about the human way of life, that's for sure. So any opportunity for something endearing or humorous, an interaction with Carol to teach us stuff like that. I don't take responsibility for the things I can control. Cool. Thank you everybody for all your ideas. Keyboard ASMR is happening. I have a very loud keyboard because it's cheap, but a lot of people in chat like it, so I'm all good. I don't take responsibility for the things I can't control. Cool. Right, have we got any more? I don't relax, that's one. Well, I don't relax enough. I don't take risks. Actually, I'm being a fuss pot here, but I'm gonna put this one down here. Oh no, I'll put it here. I can't make my mind up. Some of the more specific ones I like being like together, and I like the generic general ones together as well. So that, yeah, that's the too impatient. God, we could go on forever. There could be like absolutely dozens of I ams or ones like this. Funnily enough, some of the best keyboards are loud too. I always thought if I came into a little bit of cash, I might get myself a new keyboard that was a bit quieter, but I also, you know, I can't be bothered to spend my money either, so I can't. Oh, which one did I do wrong? Let me look back. the control one. Oh, there we go. Awesome. Thanks for correcting me there. There is something satisfying about the clicky keyboard sounds, yeah. I had someone in stream come in once being like, your keyboard's too loud, and then they left. Never came back again. And I was just like, well, you're going to have to put up with it, because I type a lot in this stream. Or either put up with it or bye. But yeah, luckily that doesn't happen often. Most people adore the keyboard noises, Rex says, and find it very much like ASMR. Yeah, the sound makes me want to type more, almost like a song existing out of clicks. Also, the spring back launches my finger to the next letter. It's not excessive, yeah. It all depends on what we're doing on stream, because some streams are very type heavy, where I'm doing a lot of typing up. But then other streams, you might not even get one single keyboard noise. It all depends on what it is that we're doing. Can't we, people? Yeah, everyone has different tastes. There's a Mario streamer I watch from time to time, and his controller makes very satisfying button sounds, so I like that he doesn't filter it out. Yeah, people like certain noises and others can't stand certain noises. I'm going to put that one above that one because I want the IMs together. Delete. I'm a little bit messy with what I'm doing today with this, because if you look through the others, I've put all the IMs together. I just want to get organised, you know, with this, because if it just becomes a mess, the spreadsheet, we're just not even going to want to look at it. It'll make our eyes bleed from how badly organised it is. So just a little bit easier to look at when the similar sentences are together. And I've put these are IM ones, but I've put them at the bottom because they're very specific, super specific. So we've got a lot of self ones. I wonder if there's any more people ones we can think of. I've got another respect one. People don't respect my choices in life. We've got barely any society ones. But, you know, we can always adjust a few of them. We can go to the desire section, give them just a reword so it fits for a dissatisfaction. Something like this. If someone's desire is to spread rumours, for example, we could be like, too many rumours. They're dissatisfied because of that. Now an ASMR channel, I would suck at doing such a thing. I've got absolutely no what's the word? I'm very ignorant to what sounds good to people's ears. I'm just a geek that likes to ramble about geeky stuff like characters and stories and RPG games. It's definitely my thing. On that, people don't fear me. You could have the inverse of that. Two people fear me. Yeah, that's kind of what we was actually doing on the beliefs. We have an opposite with every single one. If you look, if anyone's in the Discord and is in the spreadsheet and wants to look, there's an opposite for every single one. And the reason I did that for the beliefs is because it's because they're usually flawed lies. that a character tells themselves. It's interesting to see the opposite, to see what, you know, their character arc could potentially take them when they've learned a lot and changed and progressed as a person. But it's also interesting to potentially create another NPC that's the polar opposite of them as well, so that they could have a really interesting dynamic and conversation with each other. So what one was the Fear Me one on? It was here. People fear me. Yeah, it makes sense. Because someone who is dissatisfied that people don't fear them, it's because they're a dictator, probably. That's why. And they're a politician dictator who thinks that they're not scary enough for their people to bow down to. But someone like this is someone that is probably has done some bad things or questionable things or looks a bit scary, but is actually, you know, wanting to be liked. Actually, that would fit the Violet character, the vampire in the game, who's an NPC in the game, right? So, well, she's actually a playable character because she's a vampire and she can't control her hunger for blood. She's actually very, very wanting to be liked and accepted deep down, but because she's a vampire, people actually think she's just this violent, scary beast creature that's out for their blood. But she actually doesn't want to be like that. So that would be very fitting for her. Some of the I ones have people in them. You could shift them from categories. Yeah, that's true as well. So any that if I have a look through after, because sometimes it's much easier to have a proper look once I'm off stream. It's probably easier to organise it better then. But sometimes I can have a look through and yeah, like this one, for example. And then if it fits, it can go here. All it needs is that people take advantage of me. And it's because originally the first day we did this spreadsheet, which was Monday this week, I literally just said loads of random things and I just listed it all, and it was so disorganised. So I'm actually really happy now that I've broken them down like this, because it's just so much easier to read and read properly than if it was all just random stuff mixed in together. Yeah, a useful tool to create conflict. Yeah, and vampires that are trying to be good also have that sort of always have that sort of inner turmoil. Yeah, it's an interesting character, that's for sure. I'm interested to see where we could take her, because although we have an idea with Violet the vampire, she used to be called Rose, but we renamed her to Violet because she's going to be a romance option in the game, and I didn't want the romance option to have my name, so we've called her Violet, and I think that's very appropriate for her because it begins with a V, and vampire begins with a V as well, so it's got an alliteration, a nice ring to it. It also is like the word violent as well, so it just really is a good name. But yeah, we haven't that sort of idea for the character, but it's going to be interesting to go really deep into her a bit more. But yeah, it is a good tool for creating conflict, doing the opposite as well. And I think generally this whole mega list we've got is like going to be so beneficial for the conflict in the game with the characters and their story arcs, because it's going to just give us some. It can be quite a challenge, can't it? I don't know if you guys agree, if you've made characters before, but to like have something, a starting point. So this is going to be so helpful for every single NPC that we ever add to the game when we want to like flesh them out a bit more. kind of want to put all the opposites for these in a sec as well, because I know we can probably get more. Well, we might be able to get opposites. I mean, I doubt you can say people respect me as a reason to be dissatisfied, so maybe it wouldn't apply to everything, but it definitely applied to the fear one. At odds with their nature and humanity, yeah. If there's any like fictional vampires that you can think of that specifically fit that kind of character arc, feel free to name them in chat, because I'd love to do a bit of research and get a bit of inspiration. I believe all women and men are bad, all men are selfish. I'm not an incel, by the way. Yeah, I was worried like that when I was writing these. Like, I put I am God, and I was writing some really like narcissistic beliefs, and I was like, chat, don't worry, this isn't me. I'm not the one who's saying this about myself. So there's definitely some awful NPCs in the world that'll have these beliefs, so you got to have them at the end of the day, because that's how they got to learn. They've got to change. I'm trying to think where I could catapult that one. Because it is an others one, but I always start a sentence with people. So I've got an idea. It's not going to make much sense, this sentence, but because I'm trying to purposely start with people for organisation reasons. People who are men are bad. I mean, I don't know if that, I don't really like that sentence personally. Same for if we got one for women, only because it sounds weird. I feel like it needs to be reworded a bit. But it might be okay. You know, we get the idea. That's what matters. All men are bad. Yeah, I see, that would be the obvious way to word it. It's hard with having people in front. But because I'm being really like overly fussy about the structure, it would be weird if just two of them started with all and everything else started with people. But you know, I'll sort it out after stream. I might figure something out. But let's add more to our list so that we've got plenty before we finish today. And we need to move on to agendas before the end of stream, so I'm not going to dilly-dally too much over the list, or any corrections or perfecting I'll do off stream, I think. It kind of lets you map the ideologies and find points where there would be disagreements with other characters. It's a great idea. Louis from Interview with the Vampire comes to mind. Awesome, I'll Google that one. But yeah, it's super cool. I mean, I'm actually really excited to fill these in for every single NPC that we make. Hi Sky Blue, how you doing? Happy New Year. Hope you had a good day and having a good first day of the year. I think there's probably a few more dissatisfactions I can get in before we move on to the agendas. We'll spend another 5 minutes or so adding some more. Did we add one about sleep? We did, didn't we? I don't spend enough time alone. So for anyone who's just coming in, just so you know, we're currently filling in a list of reasons NPCs are dissatisfied in their life, and it's kind of, you know, reasons why my life sucks. Like, it could be something so simple and so silly, or just a reason why you're not happy with your situation, right? So we're making a list of those things. So we've also got a tab for fears, but the big difference between fears and dissatisfactions is that fears are very internal and very in that character's subconscious, that's like really that will affect their entire life and their actions very deeply, and they probably wouldn't admit it because they're very deeply rooted in them, those fears. But the dissatisfaction's a little bit more mundane than that. They're a bit more external and a bit more simple, and something that they're probably more aware of as well. Oh, I've got another one. I don't love myself enough. I don't learn from my mistakes. So yeah, I guess some of these are very kind of would fit under the flaw category as well. Like, the characters could say, I'm dissatisfied because I don't take risks, I worry too much. So these are flaws, really, a lot of them could be. Flaws that they're aware of, and they know that it's a reason that's holding them back from making them happy. But nothing they're deeply afraid of or anything, it's just things that they're aware of that they know are holding them back. Happy New Year, been a decent day. How has your day been? Not too bad, it's been a fun chill one today. I'm glad yours has been decent too. A wonderful player's multiplayer would call this kind of RPG. Yeah, it depends what you want to make. I mean, this is a very single player, lore heavy driven experience. An RPG that's going to have a lot of variables in it in regards to you can treat different NPCs you meet along the way differently. You get to mould your hero with there's a moral compass in the game, so it's like your typical single player RPG with plenty of different branches and that kind of thing. And I'm sure anybody who's making a multiplayer game could kind of get inspired by something like this too, to a certain degree. Something like this is so good for a lot of methods with character creation, even for like D&D campaigns and novels or anything that involves any characters at all. I feel like it's a good inspirational tool thing to like get set up. I've been messing around with multiplayer asset and could combine it with a 2D RPG. Oh, that sounds really cool. My head just goes woo when it comes to multiplayer because I'm clueless, but you know, it's still interesting for sure, and I'm for sure interested if anyone here is creating a multiplayer RPG. We actually do have a creative work channel in our Discord, folks, just so you know, and I encourage people to post their projects or their stuff in there. And I don't always get, because I'm super busy, I don't get round to like having a proper look too deeply, but it's a good thing to share with the community here as well if you want to share your work with everybody here in our Discord, and that's there for anyone who wants to. Okay, is there any have we got I care too much about what others think? I'm afraid of myself. That's a weird one, but interesting. I have no real friends. I ignore opportunities that come my way. Oh, I've got an interesting one. I'm thinking how to structure it though. I work hard and it counts for nothing. Ooh, people believe people are too easy to believe nonsense. You know, that could be people are too easy to, that could be a lot that we can come up with for that as well. There is a possibility that they might feel these things but be incorrect, like I depend too much on others but really others disagree. Yeah, it's very complex, you know, like this is how they personally feel they're dissatisfied. It's just like humans, us in real life, you know, like us here, me and you guys could think one of these about our lives. Like for all you lot know, I think that I have no real friends. I could think that. I've just picked that one out because that's the first one I saw. But you could all think, no, Rose, you've got us. We're your real friends. So totally, you know, other people could view things completely differently. And I think that's just the complexity of being a person, isn't it? And these are very adaptable as well. Like when it comes to filling them in for our NPCs, we can adapt them to what fits the NPC specifically. But they're good starting points, and they could help get the brain rolling. You know, we could like think, okay, we're on this character now, and we look through and think, well, that one could be good for them, that one could be good for them, and we'll pick probably a few out, and then we'll decide which one will be the one we want to go with for that character, and then we just kind of shape the others around that. Because really the beliefs, the desires, the fears, all of this, it all has to connect and kind of go with each one. I feel like the dissatisfaction comes first, and the dissatisfaction drives the belief. Because being dissatisfied can make you start to believe things in your own head that might not be real, like lies that you tell yourself, right? Like the one that is, I believe I'm dissatisfied because I've got no real friends. Their belief could be that I will never be loved, just something really simple like that. And then that belief drives the desire. That person who believes I'll never be loved would say, my desire is to finally find someone that loves me. And then their fear is an obstacle for the desire. Like if they fear, so they're kind of all should be connected. I think that's going to be our goal when we do this, to make sure that there's a connection. We don't want to just pick any random ones off the list that don't so the NPC's random and doesn't have any link, you know. So as if they flow and fit with each other, I think we're on the right path. And we were kind of doing it for some of them, but we haven't really started because we couldn't really get into it properly because we haven't finished the list yet. But once we've got enough on the list for all of them, we'll start doing that, and we'll see what works and what doesn't, because this is like the first attempt of doing this sort of thing. But we'll see how it goes and what we'll make. And asset does most of the work. You don't need to understand multiplayer entirely, but you do need to understand the asset. Not that I'm pressuring to add. How did you learn tiles for your 2D art? Follow a course. Well, that's a very complicated question because, well, to start from the very beginning, I have a graphic design degree. So I studied like digital art Photoshop at college for 2 years, and then did like graphic design at university for another 3 years after that. So that was 5 years of having like graphic design sort of history. But I don't actually do all that myself. Like, I'd limit myself with what I do asset wise, because I can't put too much on my shoulders with this project, because I'm a solo developer and it's a lot of work, and I do some now and again, but a lot of it is resources elsewhere. I'm wanting to get some funding for the project so I can actually commission people to do some unique art for the game. So that's one of the goals for this year too, especially as we get through the playable builds. So it's the art is not something I like make a primary thing of mine for this project, because really I see myself as the how would I even call myself, like, in a game studio, really, because I do every job, you know. I just build the thing and put it together. I'm not in a specific role here. I'm not a coder, I'm not an artist, I'm not even a story writer. I'm just all of it. So it's like my job is to just put the thing together, design the thing, and make it a good game. And sometimes you need to like get your resources from elsewhere, your codes, your assets, and things, so you can actually get that game done in less than 100 years. Because RPGs are huge, and think about it, most of them have teams of over 100 people making them. So when you're one person, you have to kind of get your resources from elsewhere as well. Okay. But one thing we do a lot of here is the writing side of things, and well, we need more to do more world building as well, because really I guess the main reason I want to make a game is to make a good story with really cool characters in a really cool fictional world. And I think a video game is a great medium for that, because video games satisfy all the senses. You can see an awesome, so you can see it, you can hear it, you can play it, it's interactive, unlike a novel which you can only read, and a movie which you can only see. You can't interact with a movie. So video games are wonderful in that regards for a medium for telling a story, but a lot of work, a lot of different roles. Alright, so should we move on to agendas before we I mean, I think we can definitely put in a few more. How many have we got? Have we got over 100 now? No, we haven't quite. We've got 60, we've got nearly 70 of those, and we've got nearly 100 fears. So let's fill up the agenda section a bit more, because it's a little bit empty. If we can get over 50 before we finish for today, that'd be great. Monday, because I'm streaming next on Monday, I don't stream the weekend, we'll be probably we won't be working on the mega list on Monday. We'll be moving on to really fleshing out the characters and perfecting the dialogue finally, before we move on to getting the scene work done in game. So yeah, this is the last stream for the mega list. I mean, the mega list will always be with us. It's going to be a tool that we use and add to and improve upon throughout development. It's going to be a tool we always have, which is awesome, but we're not going to make the streams next week focus of this. So I guess now is the final chance to really give the ideas. But not necessarily, like I say, if someone next week is like, oh, I've got a few desires, I'm not going to ban you from saying them in the stream. I just won't be adding them to the stream directly and making it focus the stream. I'd add them off stream after when I look through my VOD or something. Okay, agenda time. Now, agendas, just as description in case anyone here is confused what on earth an agenda is. I see agendas as a really good way to make a connection between the NPC and you, the hero, the player character, the protagonist, and them giving you a sort of, them having a reason to talk to you as the hero. Because too many times in games, like, there's just no, you think, well, why would they want to talk to us anyway? It's a bit weird that you can just walk into their house and them not say get out. You know, sometimes you can do that in RPGs, can't you? You can just open someone's door and just talk to them and they'll say something as if they know you, but you're not. You're a complete stranger that they've never seen before. I've always found that quite amusing. It's quite awesome and very nostalgic and endearing, but it definitely isn't realism. So you know, I think it's a cool thing to actually give a sort of reason for why an NPC will even give you the time of day as a person in the story. It can be a really good idea as well for quest ideas and quest objectives as well. Like, for example, simple as you could meet an NPC that wants you to harm an enemy. You could meet an NPC that gives you a quest to enlist you on a course, for a good cause, you know. So, like, just simple as that. So let's get a few of them in before we finish up. That's like really, really general. Yeah. We'll get a bit more specific though in a bit. Okay, this is one. So it takes a bit of thought, this one does, but I'm very confident we can get many ideas, you know, if you have a think about it. So I want you to, I feel like if you start the sentence with I want you, like, you know, you want us to do something for you, some silly job or some task, then that kind of helps get the ideas flowing. So I want you, I've got one that came into my head just, to God, it's gone out of my head. I thought of it and it was perfect. I hope I don't forget it and I hope it comes back to me soon. I'm here to make fun of you. Short joke for player. I give you cheese. I send you on a meaningless quest. Yeah, we won't be having any meaningless quests in Raindrop Chronicles because, you know, every quest is precious, right? Like, it takes time to develop and make. So why would anybody add a meaningless one? Just a waste of time. Have it be good. Anything that's not good, like quality quest, or is forgettable or very boring, will just get cut. if we wouldn't even add it, we wouldn't even give it the chance to be made because it'd get cut before that. And how do you plan to market your game so people know about it? By contacting game people. Contacting game people. I was like, I would say like, you know, people who news outlets and things like that, making an email list of people to send, because I've already got a press kit on my website, but the issue is nobody knows about my website, so no one's gonna write about, like, see the press kit right now because nobody knows it exists. But obviously if I contact people, then they will. But I'm only obviously contact them when there's something to say. Like, for example, the Steam wish list is out, the Steam page, a trailer's out, a demo's out, things like that, like I want you to walk my pet. That's a good one. And welcome, by the way, Claus. I hope you're doing well. So I'm going to add it to the others section if it relates to another being. And a pet is another being. So, but yes. Okay, so I'm so annoyed I forgot one I was going to put. It might come to me again though. Oh, I've got one. I want you to take me home. And also, yes, that you guys have said a few. Let's make sure of them. I'm here to make fun of you. I think that's got potential, but I'm trying to think of a way to make it and turn it into an agenda. I mean, we could turn it into this. Where we actually say we want you to make fun of someone. Because I kind of want to go with the template, I want you to do this for me sort of thing. So we can turn it into an actual questable sort of task. And a reason for the NPC in particular to actually want to talk to us in the first place. I want you to assassinate. Oh, that's a cool one. We'll say a leader, because a leader's a little bit more general, and that could apply to someone in government or a king or someone of royalty or noble. Or even a soldier or someone who's the head of an army. So that could apply to many people. I want to teach you a value. That's an interesting one. Or teach you something. I want you to do my job. Yeah, that as well. There's so many, like we could have hundreds if we thought for long enough and spent enough time on it. But it can be a challenge to think. That could actually go on. That would be better under society and life, because things that involve teaching, I feel like knowledge, you learn stuff, and I think that's got to fit for being there. Anything that's very selfish motivated, then that'd fit for there. And anything that involves another being, another person, can go here. I want you to run this factory. We'll add it. Yeah, we can get a bit specific with like that, even if we don't have a factory in the game right now. It could, you know, bring some ideas to life. So I do like the specific ones for that reason. Did you build the website yourself? I did, Claus. I did indeed. It's a WordPress one. So WordPress isn't too daunting. If you understand websites, then you know it's not a bad one. It's not like I didn't make it from the ground up completely. I had like something. I had a starting point, like a basic template to build it from. But I did like very much design it. I designed it so it looked like water because it's more blue as you scroll down, so to make it seem like raindrops are filling up the website. Look up how to build a press kit. Yeah, that's if you mean how do you make a press kit. Yeah, just Google how to make a press kit. That's what I did. Collect parts of a recipe. That's a good one. And another one, just from that one, I've thought of another good one. So I want you to find a precious artifact. That's always a very RPG-like quest, isn't it? I want you to find a precious artifact. Very, very generic, very samey. I'd want to have a unique spin to a quest like that if I was going to have one, because or have it really link heavily with a character arc or something to do with the lore. I wouldn't want it to just be boring. Something time related, like a race through a maze or delivering a parcel before the content go bad. That's an interesting one too. Let's add that one. I want you to deliver a parcel. Thanks, folks. These are some that might have slipped my mind, and they're actually really good ones. Simple but good. I think with agendas it can be hard to think. I think it's actually more challenging to think of these than it is the fears and the desires, because it just requires a bit more thought. But I think it's very possible to make quite a long list. Sometimes you gotta just think of other RPGs and certain quests that they had as well, which I might do it later. Later on, because between now and next stream, so over the weekend, I am gonna add more to the list. I'm gonna look through, make sure it's all organised good, and I'll try and think of some more. And any that I didn't add in stream today, because I might have missed some. Sometimes I do, because I'm a human. I'll look through the VOD and make sure I've got all of them in. And want to put it this way, I want more than 26 agendas. I want to have at least 100 and something, I think. So I'm definitely going to be working on this over the weekend. I want to go into Monday's stream having this very full on all of them. So it's fun to do. It's fun to, watch some YouTube videos and just think of some. And hi Graphics, how you doing? Let me catch up with chat because I'm behind. Want to be rich? Yeah, want to be rich is on our desires list. So anything that's a want or is something that the character has a goal for, or is a desire, that definitely falls under desire. And we had that there. It's here somewhere, I know it is, because it was so many I can't find it, but I know it's there. Come up with ideas for a game, get player to input some text and submit it. And just tested the site in Chrome and Firefox. While the overlay is loading, the Twitch stream loads faster than everything else, slowing the site down for a bit. Oh right, yeah. So I use Chrome as my browser, and it tends to work fine in Chrome, but I could probably test it in other browsers for sure. As long as it's not completely broken, I'm all good. As long as it's not all over the place. So, if that would be a disaster and would have to be worked on otherwise. Yeah, I have got the Twitch stream embedded on the site, so peeps know that I've got a Twitch page who go on the site. How dark do you want the agenda to be? Oh, as dark as we want. I encourage it. because this game, we've already had a bit of a chat about some lore, and it can get pretty dark. The game, we don't have like an age on it just yet, because it's, you know, we haven't got enough content yet to set in stone what that's going to be. But if it needs to be mature, then yes. At the moment, I'd say it's somewhere around older teen or mature. It's kind of going, but it could get into the more mature category, I think, potentially, with some of the stuff that's been mentioned that we might have. Wait, run a factory. How do you run an entire factory in an RPG? Wow, just be creative. For example, random NPC could say, I'm really busy. Like, they could have the dissatisfaction of their life of being too busy. Just the first one I could think of. And they might say, look, you go to the factory today. I can't do it. And then you just do it. You know, it's very, could be anything. Could be a really random quest. I always find that the more random a quest is, the more memorable. If it's entertaining, that is. The Witcher 3, for example, now that's my favourite RPG, and the reason it's my favourite RPG is because I think it sets an example for what good quest design truly should be. They've got some really memorable quests. There's a quest that's so... One of the quests in the DLC of The Witcher 3 was that you go to the bank and you just try and get something done in the bank, and that's all it is. It's all about passing papers to, or, you know, it's just trying to show you what bureaucracy is like, and it's very silly, but it's awesome. It's just such a simple, mundane thing, but it was a memorable quest because it was just random and typical. And gotta go, mod duties are calling. Success and I will be lurking again next time. Have fun. Awesome, thank you so much, and thanks for hanging out with us today. And I hope the modding goes well. Appreciate the company. Happy New Year again. Or produce a product or something. In fact, exactly, we could go whatever springs to mind with factory. I think it's quite general enough for us to go many paths with what even that could be. I mean, a lot of these won't necessarily be ideal for episode 1, because episode 1 is set in a forest, and it's unlikely we're going to have anything industrial going on in episode 1 because it's so forest themed. But, you know, some of these are here for future episodes too. These ideas are, and if we ever, like, there's an episode that's very urban and very industrial setting, something like that would be a great quest to have to do if we make it fun and memorable and silly. And you never know, could go to the factory and see a bunch of sentient objects there doing slave labour, because Raindrop Chronicles, if you've looked at the lore Bible, folks, is about objects that have come to life. And it could be something like that. You go in the factory, you do this random job for this NPC you've met that's too busy, so they've asked you to do it, and you go in and the machinery starts talking to you, and they're like, don't do that, it hurts, or, you know, it could just be something like that. That could work for Raindrop Chronicles. And it was annoying with audio randomly playing automatically. Yeah, does it on the website, do you mean? The embed? Because it's manually on mute for me. You have to actually turn it on yourself. For me anyway. But I want it on there, I'm not taking it off, because it's good to have this stream embedded. You just have to mute it. It's easy to just mute. Okay. Where are we? I want you to look after my garden, poultry farm, seedlings, etc. Oh, that's a good one too. So I hope I haven't missed any. Where did we go? I think we are where we should be. I'll double check. I'll be going through my VOD anyway to make sure. Oops, I want you to take care of my garden. And that works for a foresty, because the second episode will be moving into like the flatlands and the farm, and we'll probably be going to the capital, which is in the Highlands as well. So that could be very appropriate for something like that too. Oh, sorry. Oops, why did I do that? It's me rushing now, trying to get them in before the end of the stream. I want you to produce a product. And that connects to the factory, actually, that's correct. So I'll actually might put that there. Farm. Player breaks stuff and can't afford to pay, so does a quest or ignores it. I want to sell your organs. Yeah, okay. This is getting dark. I weirdly like it. Kill the wolf. Yeah, kill the wolf are the worst kind of quest. There won't be killing rats. Find those rats and kill them in this game or anything like that. If there's anything very kill based a quest, it will be a hunt. We'll probably have like a sort of quest section that is dedicated to hunts if we were going to do something like that. We're not going to have any of our meaningful story driven quests be something as mundane as that, because it's going to be, I'm going to be incredibly fussy at some point. I mean, every episode's going to have about 6 main quests in it, but there's going to be a bunch of side quests that I'm going to start working on once the main quest has been implemented for each episode. But there's obviously going to be a limit to how many side quests there's going to be, because they take time to make and to do the scenes and anything else, you know. We're talking a couple of months potentially, for depends on how long the quests are. But you know, so because of that, we gotta only have the best. So even good ones might have to not make the list. But anything that has potential that doesn't make it will potentially come up in another episode if the theme or setting works better there potentially. What if an NPC tricks you into spreading a rumour? Yeah, could do. I know I've missed a lot of your suggesting lives, guys, so don't worry. I will be adding them. I'm going to be looking through the VOD, and I know Doshi's suggested some, and that. So I'm going to add them. I'm not going to have time to add them all now because we are coming to a conclusion with stream, but I'll do that off stream. And Grabik said, quest designer from CDPR said that when they make a quest, it's always awful at first, and then they remade it over and over until it's great. That's really interesting to know. It's good, that is. Thanks for letting me know. Interesting, because we're kind of strangely doing that at the moment too. Since about mid-November, it might have been more towards late November, but I've really been polishing with chat the scenes in the game so far of main quest 1 and 2. I've been really like making sure, I've been like, chat, do these characters make sense? Are they consistent? Are they behaving properly? They're not like acting out of character or anything like that. Does that make sense? We've been like really like analysing and scrutinising every action, and because I'm one of these people though, I love stories, I love dialogue, and I'm very dialogue driven in regards to with the RPG I want to make, but I don't like fluff or anything that's there that doesn't need to be there either. And I've always said that every dialogue box should matter. So I'm always like, this dialogue box has to be the best and entertaining, because to me you have to be entertained or interested with every new dialogue box. I don't want to even risk the player switching off. So if there's any unnecessary fluff there, I'd lightly cut it. But at the same time, I'm still dialogue driven because I like to tell a story. But I want it all to be there for a reason and to have purpose, not just to be there for the sake of it. Because some things, some dialogue can go on a bit and get a bit rambly in some games. And it doesn't necessarily have to. But pacing's important as well. Sometimes, you don't want to just rush the quest either, and so it's over in a minute. Sometimes you've still got to pace it, but it's got to be interesting. It's got to be intriguing, not boring. Let's start with HP transfusions and go from there. Okay, guys, so thanks for all those ideas. I know I haven't had time to add all those agendas, but I will be working on adding them over the weekend. This list by Monday stream is going to be quite full because I'm quite interested in getting them down. It's fun. I'm going to think of all sorts of quest potential ideas. So thank you for joining me today, everybody. One sec. And anybody that's not in the Discord, if you do want to join, that is the place to be if you want to be updated on the stream, any announcements, news on the game, share your own projects and creative work with us. And you can also see this spreadsheet as well. The link's in the ideas discussion channel on the Discord. So feel free to join if you'd like to. I am going to drop us off to somebody who's online though before we go. It is pushing it because I'm finishing late today, but I think we can do that before we head off. And then you've that follow, Doshe. I'm going to go raid a friend who has been part of these streams. I'm gonna go head over to them, playing Pokemon at the moment. Defying Dreams. I've said it all properly, I've not made a typo. I'm gonna go that, and I'll see you all on Monday, everybody. It'd be awesome if you can join in on the raid, say hi, be friendly, and see you on Monday. Looking forward to what's coming next. Bye everyone.